everybody, this is Nikki from Nikki Say Now, and I'm back with another episode of Simply Tea Time. This is my fourth episode now for Simply Tea Time. Before I get started, I would like to thank Anchor for being my hosting platform for my podcast. It allowed me to post my podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So I thank you, Anchor, for doing that. If you guys don't know about Anchor, Anchor is a hosting platform for anyone who wants to start the podcast. It's really good for beginners who want to start the podcast, and it's a very good hosting platform, and it's completely free to sign up and use. So make sure you guys go check out Anchor if you guys want to start any podcast that you guys think about starting. Today I am going to be talking about several topics today, and before I get started as well, make sure you guys go check out Nikki Say It Now, and make sure you guys check out my news videos. If you guys go to Nikki Say It Now and go to Nikki Out Loud playlist, you guys will see all of my news videos there. So please go check it out. Make sure you guys go subscribe and hit the notification bell for Nikki Say It Now. Today I'm going to be talking about I'm going to be talking about friendship, but I'm going to talk about betrayal and friendship. And I did talk about that before, but I wanted to talk about that further, okay? And also, I wanted to talk about what movies I watched recently and all that. So, betrayal in a friendship is very harsh. I told you guys in my last episode, my third episode, that betrayal comes in different shapes and sizes. And let's just say you cut off a friendship, right? You cut it off, they were betraying you, you cut it off, but you feel bad about it because they make you feel bad about it. You know what I mean? They blame you for cutting it off. They blame you for, oh my God, you're cutting off our friendship, you're leaving us behind, or you're leaving me behind. No, it's not like that, okay? It's not like that, because people in life, if they want to change, they would change for you, their own good. And you could say stuff, or you could say things that could help them to change, give them advice, but it's up to them to take that advice. It's up to them to be like, okay, I'm gonna look at my life now and I'm gonna make the decision, because you make your own decision in life. You make your own choices in life. Nobody could do that for you because it's your life to make, right? So a lot of people say, I'm gonna change him, I'm gonna change her, and hopefully she could be a good person. No, it doesn't work out that way, honey. Nobody changes nobody. Somebody who dares changes me will get something in return, like a boot or a kick, because it's just like, who are you to tell me about my life and how I need to change my life? That's what you're gonna get from in return. So to feel bad and to be like, oh, I need to change him, I need to change her, I need to improve her life so that I accomplish something. There's a lot of things that you need to kind of accomplish in your life that they're holding you back from. And so in order for it's not only beneficial for you to not talk to that person, but it is beneficial for you to as well to not talk to that person, because you could progress in your life. So a lot of people like me, because for me, I express a lot of empathy towards people, and I know that. And a lot of people take advantage of that. They do. They do. And I learn from that. I take it as a lesson and I move on from it. You know what I mean? I pick up from where I left off, and it's not, everybody was just like, people who fail in life think that they're starting over. Okay, people who fail in life think that they're starting over. in the beginning. No, you fail in life, you pick up where you start off. There's no reason to start over. But if you want to start over, then you can. But you don't need to start over with your life. People will think that, tell you, make you think that you could start over, but it's not the case. And just because somebody did you wrong, just because somebody has gave you heartbreak in life, it doesn't mean it's the end. And it doesn't mean it's the start. Just continue what you left off, because when you give up on something that is so precious to you and you have major talent in, okay, you don't want to start off where you left off. I mean, you don't want to start over all the things that you worked for in the beginning, okay? So let me do an example story. Like, let's do a fictional story because I love doing these fictional stories, okay? There's this girl, okay, let's call her Leslie. And she's a singer. Okay, let's just say she's a singer. She goes into Juilliard as a singer, and she goes into it because she wanted to be a professional singer. And then along the way, while she's doing Juilliard and all that stuff, comes across a guy that is wonderful as can be. He's such a sweetheart, and she wants to. She has a crush on him. You know, being that they are friends, they've been friends for a while now. She's starting to catch feelings, and then she tells him and reveals it to him, confesses it to him, and he felt the same way too. And they go out. They go out for, let's just say, a year now. Okay, I'm fast forwarding. I'm fasting forwarding with the story. And they went out for a year now. And it has been a rocky road because they were arguing. And honeymoon phase was over in their relationship. And he begins to um he he begins to unravel her insecurities that should have been stored away. You know, insecurities that she didn't want to open. She didn't want to open up the door of insecurities, but he decided to open it up for her. He became controlling. He became very, very hard-headed. He became a person that wouldn't listen to her when she was telling him stuff, telling him her passion, telling him what she wants to do as her singing career. He didn't really support her, so she decides to let this relationship go. Okay, but he makes it sound like, oh my gosh, she's leaving me. Oh my gosh, I've been there for her, and she's leaving me like that. I did this for her. I did that for her. If you guys go to my video about toxic friendships, I talk about people who think that they're givers, but they're really not givers. They're just takers. So he's the type of person who she thought was a giver, but he was really a taker. So she, in turn, goes like this. She was just like, I just need to make this decision for my life for once. She moves on. But then she feels bad for moving on because he makes her sound like she owes him something. She owes him something big time. And that's what a lot of people do. A lot of guys do it as well. They make a girl feel like they owe them something. Something is owed. Um, don't let a guy do that to you. Don't let a guy fool you like that, because In the end of the day, they don't own you. You own yourself. Um, the point of the story is Leslie, then she began to give up on singing. She began to um, give up on songwriting. And she was just in her lowest, even though she made the decision to break up. And she was just like, maybe if I start over with the career. Now she's into deep where it's just like she's wasted about 2 or 3 years of her life not singing. And she said, let me start over, fresh start, right? But she realized where she had started and where she began, and now when she was in the middle of it after her breakup, she was doing fantastic. you know she was moving up, she was doing auditions, she was doing auditions for countless of musicals and stuff like that, so she was doing good. um then she was just like, I have to start over, because what was left, little did she know that she could start at the same place and still be successful. That's the thing about people. They start over. They're like, okay, I'm gonna start over from the beginning. And I'm like, then you had to go to step one, phase one in your life. And it's just like, no. There's a lot of people who don't believe in themselves, and there's people who still believe in them. For example, there's certain artists, music artists, that don't believe in themselves. I mean, they don't believe that they're still famous, they still have the fans, so they're shocked. Like when they come back, they're like, they still have a fan club. Like I always talk about JoJo, the artist JoJo, who sings Too Little Too Late, and her her debut song was Leave, Get Out. So I always talk about her and her journey, Her label did her dirty, and her label really, was not good. Was not good. So she left that label. She had a label battle with her last label. But before, she didn't realize that JoJo fan club was still there. It existed. So she probably thought that she was starting from square one. She probably thought that she, as an artist, when she came out, she had to start from square one. She thought people forgot about her. But there's a lot of people who don't forget about you. And you have your last projects that before you gave up on whatever you did, you you had the last projects for your fans to look at and appreciate you. So as creators, we don't say we should give up on what we do. And the people who gave up is like, they have insecurities that they need to work on. Um that's all I wanted to talk about in this topic. Betrayal is such a hurtful topic to talk about within a friendship, within a relationship with your family, you know. Especially, it hurts more when it comes with your family, betrayal with your family, because it's your family member. And I've had betrayal within my family as well. I don't really want to get into that, but it hurt more because it's just like, you never know. You never knew that your family was gonna do that to you. You know what I mean? Um, okay, going into what I watched in Netflix. Okay, what I watched in Netflix was recently was there was a movie called Peppermint, and it's starring Jennifer Gardner. And I love that movie because I've never seen Jennifer Gardner in an action movie ever. And so for me to click on that, I was like, she does romantic comedy. 13 Going on 30 is one of my favorite movies from her. And when I clicked on it, I was like, hopefully she does good. Hopefully she does good, because I love Jennifer Garner and her romantic comedy movies and her, you know, drama movies and stuff. But for her to do an action movie, I was a little iffy about that. And when I clicked on it and watched it on Netflix, I was very surprised. I was very surprised. I also watched In 3 Days with Russell Crowe and Elizabeth Banks. And that movie was fantastic as well. Russell Crowe, when he acts, he acts. Let me tell you, he goes into deep with the character, and that's what makes him such a great actor. I heard he was going through stuff. Did he take drugs or like he went to rehab or something? I heard, but he's such a good actor and he was so good in Les Miserables. He played the officer in Les Miserables. Let's talk about Les Miserables a little bit. Les Miserables, Les Miserables with Russell Crowe. You got Hugh Jackman in there, and then you got um what's her name? What's her name? What's her name? What's her name? I'm drawing Anne Hathaway. I'm so sorry, Anne Hathaway. Let's talk about that. I did talk about to my friends actually about Hugh Jackman going to this extreme dieting. It's called yo-yo dieting, and it's a diet. It's a bodybuilding secret that he went through to for this movie Les Miserables. And it really paid off because he really acted his ass off in that movie. Um, he did yo-yo dieting where it's like 32 hours. I remember 32 hours of not drinking water, and he said it's like if he wouldn't recommend it to anyone. He just did it because he needed to lose weight fast because he needed to look sick within that movie, okay? And he definitely looked sick. And Anna Hathaway did a very extreme and dangerous dieting as well to look sick within that movie. And the funniest thing was that Hugh Jackman had to gain, he lost about 20 pounds, and so he had to gain those 20 pounds back for the next movie he shot. So a lot has to do with if you're really getting into acting, guys, and if you're out there getting into acting, there's a lot that has to do with acting that I never realized, like, you know, and the people who actually have to go and play another character and really get into it, I think hands down, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, Eddie Murphy, and Mark Lawrence, hands down, are the ones who really get into character. You know what I mean? Um, I also watched The Old Guard, and that movie was fire. Fire. And I'm trying to wait for The Old Guard 2. Everybody's waiting for The Old Guard 2. It's about, let me give you guys a summary. It's about these group of people who they have this special gift of not dying, okay? So they're like vampires, they're like of old age, but since they're of old age, they couldn't die, and I guess they couldn't be old as well. So it's like a vampire, but they just don't suck blood. And they are there to protect other people. So if there's somebody out there that is very very harmful to society, they're the ones who go and kill them or yeah, destroy them and save society, save the world from dangerous people. So that's what they do, and that's what their purpose is on this earth in that movie. So watch The Old Guard. Oh my gosh. I think they came the cast of the movie. So The Old Guard, the main actress is Charles Theron. Okay, if you watch that movie Young Adult, yeah, that's the girl who played in The Old Guard. And there's Matthias Skonartz, Kiki Lane, okay, and then you got Marwan Kanzari, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Ejiofor. He has a very interesting name. Ngon Dan Van. And you got different names here. Luca Marinelli, Marinelli, and they are discussing the Old Guard 2, guys. And they said if Netflix decides to confirm a sequel, it's still unlikely that we'll see it next year. So we're probably more looking at 2022. And this was 2020. So 2021, they're not because of the COVID-19, they're not going to, shoot the Old Guard 2, but there has to be the Old Guard 2 because every movie that ends with a cliffhanger, there should be another. There should be another, guys. That was 4.4. Okay, it was 4.4 out of 5. On Google. So that's good. The rating for the Old Guard is 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb. And it's such a really good movie. It's really good. You guys have to watch it. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but you guys have to watch it. Another movie you guys need to watch that is coming up next. Coming to America 2. It's going to be on Prime Video. Please check that out, guys. It's going to be, of course, starring Eddie Murphy. Okay. Coming to America 2. Okay, so it's starring Eddie Murphy. There's Sherry Headley, James Earl Jones, Arsenio Hall, Wesley Snipes is going to be in there, y'all. John Amos, Leslie Jones, Kiki Lane, Rotimi is going to be there, y'all. Louis Anderson. Louis Anderson was in Coming to America 2 Coming to America, the original one. Garcia Baveas. And then there's gonna be Tiana Taylor gonna be in there as well. There's so much people gonna be in there. Michael Blackson's gonna be in there. Tracy Morgan is gonna be in there. Rick Ross has an appearance as well. Paul Bates. You got Vanessa Bell Calloway. Ashanti Roberts. There's a lot of people are gonna be in there, guys. He really is bringing everybody into this movie. Really. Okay. So, who is producing and directing this movie? The director is Craig Brewer. Writers are Barry W. Blostein, David Sheffield, and the stars is, of course, Eddie Murphy. The producers of the show. Okay. So it's going to be released in March 5th. March 5th on Prime Video. And I watched the trailer, guys, and it's since technology has improved, and of course, when the technology has improved in the movie business, it's more beautiful than ever. The effects are more lighter, more colorful, and the colors in that movie stand out more than Coming to America, for sure. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. Yeah, I think he passed away. Did James Earl Jones pass away? Oh, James Earl Jones is not dead. James Earl Jones' wife passed away. Excuse me. No. No, that's Dave Pross. Never mind. He is 90 years old. Okay. James Earl Jones is still alive, y'all. Oh my god, I thought he passed away. Somebody said that he passed away. Somebody told me he passed away, though. Okay. He's still alive, y'all. So, I wanted to talk to you guys, announcement, guys. Jordin Sparks is back with a new song, and her new song is called You Still Think of Me, and it was released 4 days ago. You guys could go check it out. She has an official music video, and it's something new that Jordin Sparks is doing, you know? Like, when a singer, because I've been listening to Jordin Sparks, and when a singer, you know, takes a long hiatus, a long break, you know that they're gonna be good. So, she came out with this music video. I love the directing in this music video. It was produced by Marks. Writers is Jordin Sparks, and the writers is Jordin Sparks, Savvy Gersh, L. Um, and the producer is Mark Snyder. And the way that this music video is set up was beautiful. I mean, it really captures her true beauty. It really captures the emotions of that within that song. You still think of me, Jordin Sparks, okay? And I really love the message in the song. It says, painting my nails a new shade of blue, shaking my head of the memory of you. Can't believe all the things you put me through. You had so many outside relations. Tried to lie through your teeth, can't explain them. Makes me feel good just to erase them. And the chorus goes, you still thought of me and I know it didn't kill you, baby. You still thought of me, and I know it didn't kill you, baby. Like, it's just so much emotion within the song. Jordin Sparks, I know she has a child. Jordin Sparks. So she has a baby with her husband, and her baby's name is Dana Isaiah Thomas Jr. And he is such an adorable baby. And she looks so happy with her husband. And I'm assuming her husband is the same name as her baby since it's Junior. So it's Dana Isaiah Thomas Jr. And for her to have her baby, she still looks remarkable. I really hated the fact that she did a tribute for Whitney Houston, and she's saying I will always love you, and people were commenting that this should be somebody else. I was like, she is not a bad singer. She's not. But I think they wanted somebody else than Jordin Sparks to do the singing, because let's face it, the truth is she's not as global as other artists that they were telling, like like Beyonce. She's not as big as Beyonce. That's true. She's not, because Beyonce was in the game longer than she was. She was popular. Jordin Sparks was popular for American Idol. You know, Beyonce was popular when even when it was Destiny's Child. So you can't compare the two. I understand that. But she did really good with I Will Always Love You. I mean, if you really want something to be laughing about, you have to check out Fergie's national anthem in the NBA basketball game. You type in Fergie national anthem on YouTube, and you will see what I mean. That's the thing to be laughing at, not Jordan Sparks, performance for Whitney Houston. And another thing you should be laughing at is let me tell you about Jennifer Lopez's, performance in the inauguration. I mean, she did good with singing This Land Is Our Land, but the thing was, she did yell out, "Let's Get Loud," like it was a mashup. And it was not supposed to be a mashup. You are not singing This Land Is Our Land, then you're not gonna randomly say this, "Let's Get Loud." That is not the time for that. That's not the time for that. You didn't even sing the whole "Let's Get Loud" song. That don't even make sense when you say "Let's Get Loud." And everybody's staring at you like, what the fuck are you doing? This is supposed to be a formal, U.S. inauguration for the president, and you're going to scream out, "Let's Get Loud." That's pretty ridiculous. Okay? You were starting off good, J-Lo, but there's no need to promote your music in between an all-American song like that. A patriotic song. You can't be doing that, J-Lo. I liked how she did say something in Spanish. That was cute or whatever, because you're representing the Spanish community, you know what I mean? Because let's face it, Puerto Rico is part of America, so it's also Puerto Rico's president. But that performance was strange to me. I would have to compliment Lady Gaga's national anthem inauguration. That was killer though. And her outfit always freaking, oh my god. Always has to do, she's avant-garde. She's avant-garde all day. When you think avant-garde, you're gonna think of Lady Gaga. She's a trendsetter for fashion. And she's a trendsetter for the avant-garde culture. Every avant-garde like fashion model or avant-garde fashion designer, look at Lady Gaga as an example of avant-garde. But her outfit was so beautiful. She didn't go all out because of course she had to be, professional in a, inauguration setting. I mean, she is performing in front of the president and performing in front of a lot of other important politicians. So she didn't go all out, but her outfit was really, really cool. And the national anthem she did perfect on, of course, and she killed it. Then you got J-Lo coming in. I'm like, oh my god. What is she gonna sing? And she sings "This Land Is Our Land." Okay, this land is your land, this is our land. From California to the New York Islands. Like, okay, that's cute or whatever. And then all of a sudden you yell, "Let's Get Loud." And I'm like, you're trying to do something different like Fergie did in the national anthem? You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. This is not no mashup. Okay, mashup was 2 years ago. We're over mashups now. Okay? Plus, it was the inauguration. That was not the time and place for that. Let's just say. Oh my gosh, guys. I literally died when I heard J-Lo yell, "Let's Get Loud." That's, I wanna do a reaction video on it. At the same time, I'm gonna say a whole lot with it, and I don't really want to ridicule her because she is a good artist as well. But that performance, let me tell you, that was not for you. You're gonna do that. That was not for you. You cannot mix up a patriotic song with your song. Your song was not it doesn't blend well. Let's just say it didn't blend well with me. That is all I wanted to talk about. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cut this short. Um, Make sure you guys go and check out Nikki Say It Now, uh, the YouTube channel, and click on my notification bell and subscribe to me on Nikki Say It Now. For Simply Tea Time, make sure you guys hit the notification bell and subscribe to me as well on Simply Tea Time. Simply Tea Time is on Apple Podcasts, is on Spotify now. So when you're in the car, going to work, or dropping your kids off at school, or running errands, you guys could listen to me in the car for Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I'm also doing Google Podcasts as well. So check me out on there. I really thank Anchor for hosting my platform. Thank you, Anchor, so much. If it wasn't for you guys, I would not be on Apple Podcasts. So thank you for you guys to be a great host to my podcast. I'll talk to you guys later in the next video, the 5th episode. And I promise you guys there's gonna be more guests coming to my podcast. I just have to arrange the, you know, the episode with them and all that. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye bye.